Hi, my name is David Smith with GxP Partners. Today I'd like to demonstrate the power of Appian's low-code application design platform to show how it can be leveraged to quickly model your internal processes and produce enterprise-level applications. Using the web-based application designer, I'll quickly create a case management, review, and approval application. When I click on the New Application button, I have a couple different options to choose from. I can start by selecting the Application Builder Wizard, which will guide me through a list of predefined steps and allow me to create an entire application by filling in some blanks. I first start by naming my application, and then I can create my form by quickly just clicking on new field buttons and adding various fields which I want to use to collect data. I then give it the access level requirements and I click Finish, and in the background Appian's creating hundreds of application objects and creating a full-featured application, and again without me writing any lines of code. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to create a blank application from scratch. Let's just call it the Purchase Request application. This will provide me a blank shell in which I can quickly go in and add various objects to my application. I'm going to start by adding a process model. Let's just call it the Purchase Request process. I'm going to save it into the development folder. This will open Appian's web-based process modeler. On the left side, I have over 100 different pre-configured Appian smart services which I can use to quickly drag and drop functionality to my process. I'm going to start by adding a user input form and quickly creating some swim lanes to show the approval process and who's responsible for approval. So the first swim lane will be the employee. Next, if it's over a certain dollar amount, we're probably going to want to send it to a supervisor. And then finally sending it on to accounting for final approval. From my user input task, I can quickly jump over to the form, create the form, give it a name, and save it again into a folder. I can then edit the interface, which will open Appian's web-based form builder, which again provides me the similar functionality as the process designer by allowing me to search through a list of pre-configured nodes to allow me to add functionality to my form. On the right side, I have some templates or some design outlines. For the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to select the purchase request template, which will generate a form from which I can then quickly build and add some additional functionality. So I'm going to add a section in here. Let's just call it the supervisor approval section. I can add some columns, and then let's assume that I'm going to want to add a user, because who's going to be assigned supervisor approval, the date on which they approve it. I'm going to grab a date field, and also my determination, which will be whether I approved or rejected it. So let's just say we're going to use some checkboxes. I can then change the name of this to termination and update my list of choice labels to approve or reject. I can then copy this entire section to save me some time. I'm going to duplicate this section and just change this to the accounting approval section. Now the real power of all this is in the background. What Appian's doing as I'm building this form is it's creating hundreds if not thousands of lines of code for me. Now I can go in here and work directly in the code, but using the drag and drop interfaces I can build my forms as I would build a PowerPoint quickly and easily just by dragging and dropping information. Some of the other benefits is as I'm building this I can actually view this and determine what it would look in my tablet mode or on my phone. Now Appian guarantees you when you build something it'll work on any device, which again is a very strong, powerful feature. Once I am done, I can quickly save my form and come back to my process. I can quickly then copy this form and duplicate it so I don't have to recode it. I can use the same form for the supervisor as well as the accounting approval. I can then quickly add some business logic to say, okay, if it's over $500, I want it to go to my supervisor. And then quickly connect the components to finish my process. If it's not $500, it can go over $500. It can go right to accounting. And there I've built my entire workflow. Again, with Appian's pre-configured smart services, I can quickly drag and drop additional functionality to my process. I can send email and provide integration services if I want to connect to other systems, such as Twilio or Box, as well as providing a number of integrations directly to existing legacy systems, machine learning, and RPA. I hope this has provided you some insight on how Appian can be leveraged as a low-code platform to automate your processes quickly, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you so much for your time.